what game you were. Oh, hey, what is up? Here we are, the SideQuest live in front of a beautiful studio audience in wonderful Seattle, Washington, from the home of J. Edgar Hoover. I don't know. I'm just throwing names out there. I am Dolly Dimovsky, one of your wonderful hosts. Joining me, the person above me with the your beard's looking really good, Taylor Bliss.
Oh, thank you. I grew it just for the show.
Just for the show. This corner here with the heart-shaped beard.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Or is that a Wario? It looks like a W for Wario.
I don't know what's going on
totally
with it,
that, dude.
Yeah.
Like bring the middle up a little. Yeah. Oh, I love it. That's all. Yeah, dude, that's fantastic. Wear it like that for PAX. JJ Holder, the person below him, the one who got us banned from our PAX panel because he wanted us to add him onto the nameplate over there in the description. Zach. Okay, Quest.
That's me here with another bottle of Aldi wine tonight.
Nice. The good stuff. The good stuff. Excellent. Let me get the blur of my my background here. How you guys doing? First and foremost.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Pretty good. I don't know why this isn't working. Oh well.
The new video games have given me life. So
video games.
How it works.
Video games are good. Let's see if I can get my. Sorry. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't working. Video games have given you life, you say.
That's usually how it works. If there's like a dry spell of games, I get sad. I'm like, there's nothing. There's no life anymore.
I mean, it's not really a dry spell. There's a ton of shit. It's just.
It has to be stuff that I want to play, though.
There you go. That's so important. Is there stuff that you want to?
I thought we were doing the.
Zach just doesn't care about it.
Yeah, I thought Zach was about to. I thought somebody was about to go into that's like, you tell me to get a life, I tell you I have many, and it just like
gamers don't die, we respawn.
Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, hey, we're gonna get right into it. The big news, of course.
There are various items to be had.
Do you want to go into just the Nintendo Direct first? Because there was other news as well. Obviously, there's other news out there.
Kick it off with the Direct. That's what the people care about.
Yeah,
all right.
We're men of the people.
We are something of the people. I wouldn't say we're necessarily men. Sometimes we're just slackers.
Well, my shirt does say I'm every woman. So.
Oh, I love it. That's fantastic. I'm gonna hit the play button here, and we'll get to. Maybe I'll start.
You can skip the entire first part of it. So
yeah, literally, like the first hour is just the screen.
Let me see if I can.
I was talking. No, I was talking about you can skip the first segment of the show. Nobody cares. I mean, Pikmin 4. Okay, next we got it.
Hey, I cared about Pikmin 4. Let's go with.
I know, but what else is there to say other than the fact is that it exists? It's still coming.
Your scroll is way off.
It's YouTube, man. YouTube's having issues too.
Listen, the show was 43 minutes long, just minus 43 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah. Out of an hour 15. Here we go. Yeah. Pikmin 4, which I am actually a huge Pikmin fan.
This wasn't a surprise in the sense that they're making Pikmin 4. I think even
sometimes.
I think even Miyamoto
said, I mean, though. Like we've seen how many times we gotta see Pikmin 4. We know it's coming.
I mean, like even Miyamoto said like 3 years ago that Pikmin 4 was done, and just like.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nice to see what the game. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a Pikmin hater because I just don't care. But
I don't know. It's nice to have like this is like a new Pikmin because like Pikmin 3 got released twice. The previous Switch one was just Pikmin 3 again. So like a new one, an actual new Pikmin. Let's go.
New. It's been a while because they had Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2, and then those were GameCube games, right?
GameCube games, and then on the Wii they had the new play style.
Yeah,
Pikmin. And then Pikmin 3 on the Wii U, and then Pikmin 3 on the Switch. And now...
No, you forgot Hey Pikmin.
Oh yeah, Hey Pikmin on the fucking 3DS.
On the phone. Yeah. And then there's that one on the phone.
Oh yeah, there's the Niantic phone
You're
one.
not tired of Pikmin games there, folks. There's plenty of Pikmin stuff to do. But no, I freaking love I love Pikmin. It's an awesome it's just a nice chill. What's that?
I don't get it. Can you explain to me like what makes it good?
Yeah, there's the good boy.
There's the
good
boy.
That.
He looks like Grubby from Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
So,
Teddy Ruxpin. No, Pikmin is a great. I don't even know if tactical or I don't even know what you would call it. It's like a puzzle tactics game, I guess, in a weird way. But real friendly. It was Nintendo's, like, Nintendo had done sort of strategy RPGs and tactics stuff in the past, but this was much more. I don't want to say it was casual based, because there are aspects which get pretty funky, but there's much more action in this than in other types of like tactical and strategy games. But I love the playfulness of it. I love it's the story, the plot behind it always gets me. I mean, it's real simple. It's just
it's so innocent as how it comes across. Like it just it's not trying to be like anything more than what it is.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a fun little backyard adventure with some little guys. It's
But I can play Grounded and get that same experience.
But yeah, it's a different experience.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
You're gonna get beat.
Anyway, so I could watch the movie Ants. No,
that little thing at the end is. It seems to me like they're teasing a multiplayer mode where you play as the big mushroom thing.
It did sort of
PvP.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a asymmetrical slasher PvP game or whatever.
A slasher, I like that. I mean, they have a new ice Pokemon, which is something new that they haven't had, or Pikmin. Sorry, the names, which is something they haven't had before. So that's a good one. You know, I just think it's if they do some multiplayer stuff, because they had some sort of weird multiplayer bingo weird thing in other.
They've definitely had a problem trying to make Pikmin something else. Like,
let's move. Yeah. Well, I mean, we need to move on. Because we're just going to start doing they showed more Pikmin 4. Okay, next. Cool. But the other thing is that we should skip this segment so that we don't spoil like 8 different Xeno games.
Yeah, boy, like not just the Nintendo games, but like other Xeno games.
Xenoblade, the next wave. This is something that is perfect. Let me turn off the.
This
is the JJ stuff right
another rhythm game. Just shove every rhythm game in my face. I'm happy with it.
Let's go. It's good because Joy-Cons, like what better controller setup could there be?
Yeah.
For a game that was supposed to be playing the maracas.
Actual maracas.
I don't like this. I don't like the bullshit random party stuff that they seem to be shoving in there. But
it's only 40 songs too, which is
40 songs is real light.
Yeah,
that's not.
I mean, the version that came out on the Wii, which was like the sort of remaster of the Dreamcast version, actually had the online connection to get more songs. So it's only 40 songs, but this is they're gonna have more.
You're gonna
exactly
like
pony up.
I guess it depends on how much they think they can possibly charge for Samba de Amigo.
and JJ was pretty funny. You're like, I don't know if I really like the whole party thing. They might be sneaking in there. The name's fucking party.
I didn't say sneak it. I didn't say sneak in there. I said shove in there.
Check the tape. Are they sneaking?
Go to the tape.
Apparently, this IP is popular. I never heard of it before.
Is this the one that was on the 3DS? Is it related to those
Style Savvy?
Those Style Savvy games?
I was like, man, this is an Xseed ass game.
Because those Style Savvy games were massive games for the DS back in the day.
So I mean, Corey was loving this thing.
Yeah, he was going crazy. Yeah, it's the same like IP, I guess.
So it's the new Style Savvy. Okay, so that's good. Yeah.
Interesting.
I like the fact that they transitioned on it and they were all like,
yeah,
where they were like, yeah, and then tell people what they should wear, and then boom, you level up. It's like, throw
then you can
throw your
steal their
at people
clothes.
and then get XP.
Yeah, yo, dog, you look like shit. You need to be wearing
Yeah,
this.
you look like dog shit.
Me, on the other hand, I'm gonna wear your clothes, and I look way better in it.
That moved on to over.
It doesn't help that your fucking scrub is
just fucking YouTube, man. Come on. Anywho, the next thing here was it
Bayonetta?
We skipped over that.
They had some of that in there, but this was the
it's
the
this,
Castlevania one. Yeah.
Bro, those remixes they had in here were crazy.
With the remakes of all these different games.
I have to go back and listen to this because
they remix. The one in the trailer was what is it? The main theme for Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
The game I never played.
Yeah,
the game you never played.
No, but this looks really cool. I think it's a perfect mix.
This has just been like sitting on my every time I boot into Steam, it's like, hey, updates coming for this, and I'm like, yeah, man, fucking give it to me already.
I'm sure that they've been trying to make moves on this one for a while.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah,
Tron Identity. Let's fucking go. Bithell game.
Oh, this is the Bithell game.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have zero interest in this right now. I'm not a big, only because I'm not a big digital novel type of person. I've played
just read a book.
Yeah, I'll just read a book. Choose your own adventure. But no, I mean, JJ, you're the Disney guy, so
it's the 40th. We are in the 40th anniversary of Tron.
There's plenty of Disney shit in this Nintendo Direct. They had that.
Ghost Trick.
But Ghost Trick is back, man.
I loved Ghost Trick. I will not play this because I feel like I got everything I needed out of Ghost Trick.
That was a DS game, or
yeah.
It's a game that I missed playing when it came out because I was probably really young when it came out.
You were about 4.5, so
yeah.
So I've always wanted to play
it. It was on iOS for a while too, I thought, right?
Yo, this game, this
looks wild, right?
Cop puppy dog game. I don't know.
Yeah,
the pigs. Get the money.
Well, he turns into a dog or a cat too. It just looks like Persona without anything that makes Persona cool.
Level 5 Persona. You know what? I mean, to be honest, Level 5 is kind of back with a few of the games that they showcased here. Like they had 3 games here, right? They had this. They had the Leighton one.
And Fantasy Life.
I love fucking ad copy on these guys again. Decaism, we're supposed to know.
We're not even 30 minutes in. This case felt strange, but hey, it's I don't know. I'm gonna have to see more of whatever.
Yeah, I'm kind of. There's something there.
This will live and die on whether or not it's any fun to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Aesthetics will bring it only so far.
I'm just glad that Level 5 is back doing weird games like they used to do on the PS2.
Talking about that fashion game, by the way. That was the
fashion game.
But yeah, I'm just glad we're back in the era of gaming where there's people are just doing weird things now.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
Companies are giving developers large amounts of money to do what they want now.
You would think that more people would look at the successes of stuff like Yakuza Like a Dragon and be like, oh, this is what people want. A highly successful franchise, and then they put out Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's and that brings actually everybody back, and you're like, oh, that's the game. Okay.
Anyways, this game is also a spoiler.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
but they got a kind of a tag team mechanic for this, right? You and Cheshire are kind of work together, and one stick powers one thing, and
the aesthetic
is
cool.
So good.
Yeah.
I love the weird
I just don't know how this is gonna do.
It's not.
Bayonetta scraped by 1 million barely.
It's not gonna do good, Dolly.
No,
It's $60, by the way. So
that's a freaking
steep. Yeah, just a bit.
Use your coupon on it, right? Cereza and the Lost.
Don't use your coupon on that.
Don't use your coupon on it. The coupons, the 2 golden tickets, Nintendo Fun actually is pretty smart for the price of Zelda and Pikmin and other shit. But
you can bet that
this was for me, which was cool because my daughter freaked out when she saw this. Yeah, you slept. Yeah, that's right. Splatoon's a fantastic.
Which was really dangerous because this was airing during your commute home.
For Taylor or me?
Yeah. For me.
Oh, for you. All right. Yeah. But no, it's basically a lot of folks missed the original Splatoon, and so what they're essentially doing is instead of remastering Splatoon 1 and putting it out there, they're like, let's just jam it into
this
game.
Hitman.
Also because they have to.
Yeah.
What do you mean remaster it?
Yeah.
It looks it's all the assets.
It's the
are
same game.
It's the
almost
same
identical
game.
in fidelity.
Oh, for sure. That's how that's what happens when you have a good ass art style and it works through. But no, they're essentially ramming the original game's Inkopolis into this and giving players the opportunity to go around this time. I'm excited for this. There's a whole story aspect that's coming out, so it's cool.
Yeah, the Nier
I love
edition
stuff. And I like the sort of black and white. It's going to force you to color these worlds.
It's Nier.
Nier. I mean, is it supposed to be like that close?
Yeah.
To it?
Yeah.
Well,
this is like an exact replica of the replica area in Nier. So it's like
it's really close.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I also do love that they're like explaining when you're at Inkopolis that but everything in the store here is exactly the same in the store in the other. Like,
what's the point?
No shit.
Well, but that's so I heard that and I was like, so then why do I care?
Yeah.
I mean it's nice, but like Dally, to your point that people miss the game. But now they what do they get to walk around the place? It is no different.
I don't know. I don't know.
A museum tour of Inkopolis.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't say more than that. But you go on Splatoon Twitter, whatever was left of Twitter at the time, and they were losing their shit over it. So,
I mean, of course, that's what makes these games cool because they have a really good community,
dedicated community.
Is Splatoon Twitter even allowed to sign up for a Twitter without their parents' permission?
I don't know. My daughter had to turn 13, but no, it's a big community. Anyways, let's go on to this next thing, which was another
Mickey Mouse,
Disney game,
the Rayman game.
Which it's basically Mickey Rayman, which I'm okay with.
I mean, it looks good.
It looks cool.
I've always been a big fan of the modern sort of Mickey shorts style. So
it's real popular amongst kids, is because screen agers, because they don't want to watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse anymore, so they need something that's good for like 7-year-olds and up. And this is the new Mickey and Friends stuff is really popular. It's meme friendly too, because there's actually there's like fantastic writing to these little cartoons.
Lots of kids shows have good writing.
Yeah, there's like cool adult stuff. I do like how they have the little tag team things. It's like, you can hug and restore life. You can.
It feels
leapfrog.
It's like that. It's like that Rayman game.
That one Rayman game.
It's like Rayman and Epic Yarn, Kirby's Epic Yarn, right?
It's a good combo. But yeah, I mean, coming out this year, finally got a date for it.
It doesn't seem like it has a lot of personality outside of the aesthetic, though.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about too.
Because there's a lot of like in the Mickey, the greater expanded Mickey universe.
D-La-La is that's a Disney. Is that a Disney studio? D-La-La?
No,
I thought it was like Disney La-La.
This is like their second game.
Fire Emblem Engage stuff, whatever. Expansion pass coming out there.
More characters that you've already played.
Yeah. Someone may be interested in that, but
somebody saw Chrome show up and was like,
This looked really cool. This was the new Don't Nod game. Yeah. I didn't know. I'd never even heard of this. I don't know if this was the debut of it or not, but it looked neat. I mean, I love the style. Don't Nod makes some pretty badass things. So.
I love like modern sci-fi fantasy settings. So
is this a visual novel-ish thing again, or adventure
game? Yeah,
look at that. but no, it looks pretty cool. I would definitely I can see myself playing this because again, there's just something kind of cool about that aesthetic, like you're mentioning, Zach. Yeah, count me in if you have a
and like in this little dialogue, it's like a not really a dialogue tree, but it kind of is where you like unlock different progressions of the story. It kind of reminds me of
but it's also like a progress tree of time through time.
Reminds me of 13 Sentinels.
I was just about to say it's very 13 Sentinels, isn't it?
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Now
what it reminded me of was oh my god, I played it on the fucking Vita.
Downloaded this demo, by the way.
God, all right, hold on. I'll deep dive on you guys talk about it. I gotta figure out what this
Octopath Traveler 2 demo is out today on PS4 and on Switch. And cool. On PC, right? Is it coming out to Steam as well? I think but I downloaded. I haven't started it yet. But I mean, just a very easy thing to predict that they would have a demo out on the same day.
Katamari back again.
Katamari's back again with like the 18th version of this.
The Octopath Traveler 2 demo apparently confirms that there's like cross stories between all of the people. So they actually hang out in this game.
They learn from Live Alive because that was one of their biggest. That was one of the biggest things for me was like basically if you go through the individual chapters in the first game, the other folks are just like silent additions to there. They're just party members, you know. But there's actual cross interaction, which is pretty cool. I haven't played a Katamari game in ages, so and I know this was a remake of the
original. Is still good. Just go play that.
Yeah. This baby, the demo is out for this as well. Sea of Stars, which is Chrono Trigger ish, right?
Is that Cthulhu Brooch?
Yeah. And it's coming out in August, but they dropped the demo today, which is kind of cool.
So
it's
I was
real early.
I was thinking about this when I was looking at this trailer of like, how almost it's getting to the point where like HD 2D is getting more common, more pervasive, and the Square Enix specific style of HD 2D is almost starting to get
old.
Yeah, and I liked how Sea of Stars had originality. With that same type of approach to it.
Yep, I completely agree.
Here's a weird air hockey game.
3v3 air hockey, although I think it's 1v1. Is it?
It's like air hockey soccer is what it is. Because that's what they
Windjammers.
It's Windjammers, Mario Strikers, whatever.
It's definitely
out.
Yeah.
Is it?
But I'll play it.
It's been out for a while. Let me look on Steam.
Is this on Steam? Yeah.
This is just it coming to the Switch. This is
Omega, what's it called? Omega Shot?
Omega Strikers.
Yeah, here we go.
Here's the real shit. So it's
interesting. Out since September 16th. So.
On Steam, it's 3 different games.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
on the
it's like $80 or something, right?
Yeah.
It's $80.
Yeah. And you can get them individually on the eShop.
Yeah. What's the price of them individually? Do we know?
I have
right now. Okay.
I would assume if it's like the Atelier ones that came out, probably like 30 each, so you get a $10 discount.
Is it $80 on eShop too?
It's not saying the price on eShop.
On eShop.
Yeah, okay. They don't have it. $80. $80.
Yeah,
it's more expensive than Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah, you're getting 3 games though.
I mean, that being said, I will eventually buy this for Steam.
I will acquire a copy.
But yeah, there you go. Eastern Odyssey, a classic RPG series that has always been stuck on the DS.
It's hard to call. Yeah, it's hard to call Etrian Odyssey like a RPG in a lot of ways.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I feel like it's the RPGist of one of the most RPG games I've ever played.
Japan's obsessed with a series called Wizardry. They're obsessed with that.
Yeah.
And Etrian Odyssey is like the direct, like, okay, how do we make like, okay, like that's just kind of
Anyway, this game is finally coming out in April.
Yep. A year and a half after, because it was going to be April last year, and now it's going to be April this year. It's funny because boy, did that the people kind of stop caring about this game, right? It kind of felt like everyone's like, okay, whatever. It got delayed enough.
Also, like, there was
Nintendo
a lot of talk about how sort of like the visuals weren't hitting it, and they were and they were
plain as hell, man.
Well, they didn't show any gameplay; they just showed cutscenes. So we don't know if they did they do anything to the game, because there was a rumor that they were, but clearly not by not showing it in the trailer.
Right now,
that'll be $60, please.
There you go. Kirby's Dream Land Deluxe is a
game.
Game. But they added a new little epilogue. Now, Nintendo has been doing this for a bunch of their games to get folks to rebuy the full copy, because you can't buy the extras. Like the Xenoblade Chronicles 1, it's like you can't get that extra story if you don't buy the full game. The same thing with Mario and Bowser's Fury, whatever. And then you got this one. You got the was it also the Mario 3D, or sorry, Captain Toad. I mean, that had a whole new section that you can. So Nintendo's pretty good at.
The Mario Superstar, or like one of those those DS RPGs that like a.
Kirby,
I mean, I like Kirby. Yeah, this will be a good
Kirby,
game.
But I don't love Kirby.
This will be a fun little easygoing game, because like it's just a remake.
And the demos.
But like, I do not want to spend $60 on
Agreed.
No.
Yeah.
Agreed.
On a Wii.
What if it's
on a
70?
Wii
Would
game.
you spend 70?
Oh well, if it's 70, then definitely no problem. No.
Now this, guess what? I spent $70 because I went ahead and finally got the expansion pass. Because once I saw this,
you're a weak baby.
Now Game Boy Advance games, or the Game Boy games, cool. Those are already sort of included, like Tetris, cool. Another Tetris.
It's so funny this version of Tetris, because like Nintendo has like weird copyright stuff with that version of Tetris. Mm-hmm. Like it will disappear from the eShops randomly because it's like, well, our deal's up for this particular version again. So
here we go. The better version of Link's Awakening.
Yeah, the one with
who was playing through all of them in order. That we
Sam.
Sam. We'll have to go back to. But this Gargoyle's Quest. All right. Game Watch Gallery. But Gargoyle's Quest is the one that I'm actually weirdly interested in. Now, granted, I had a bunch of these on the
but like Gargoyle's Quest is on like the Castlevania collection. Like,
exactly.
I don't know why they include the Alone in the Dark game. That is fucking
I think
wild.
they just needed something. Yeah, it's really weird they were able to get that.
Dude, I'm sorry, but
here's the good one right here. Yeah,
the games that they're launching with are absolutely bizarre and cannot be explained to me.
The original Super Mario Land is not.
It's not there.
It's not there.
Because it's like 20 minutes long. They're like, we need to.
I mean, I would do that. Shit, maybe they're remaking it for all I know. If they're not putting it out there.
It would be fun. I do.
Full remake of that when you're dry. Was it you're in the UFO or whatever it is?
Yeah, the Tartonga. I forget the.
Whatever, yeah. But you get
there's
the Oracle game.
I just want to say the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color's a really fucking good game. And it's got really good, like, the digitized art on the cards is incredible.
That alone is almost worth it.
The most important thing that came out of this is the fact that more people are going to finally play Minish Cap.
Yes. It's so good. That's such a good game.
Which is one of the best, if not the best 2D Zelda.
This is cool because it has all of the...
it has the eShop levels, which were really cool.
The e-reader levels. This was, by the way, the original WarioWare. Awesome. Freaking awesome game.
Are they just giving us... Games. Oh, man. This game's cool. I don't care.
Everyone talking about this game. I never played it, but people are like, this is
listen, it's really neat that it's there, but like, why is this one of your launch titles for this service?
I have to assume it's one of the best-selling Game Boy Advance games in Japan or something.
Maybe.
But that just means you have to download the Japanese version, right?
I do have my fancy new Game Boy that I.
What'd you say? Is that what you're saying, Zach?
I was gonna say, did you guys ever play Roundabout on like PS4? It's It's like a taxi.
Is it the taxi limo one where you?
It's a taxi limo game where the taxi moves around a circle.
Fusion of that. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's
there's a F-Zero game.
So I want to point out that the Game Boy Advance games are almost all exactly the ones that they gave out to ambassadors for the 3DS, with the exception of like 1 or 2.
Yep, I was just about to say all those games that just released. I basically have them on my 3DS. But this is a bummer because we wanted that little mini, the Game Boy Mini, right, JJ? That was that was gonna be awesome with like 20 games on
here's
it.
Here's the great thing about portable gaming. It's the easiest to emulate. It's the easy, and the only games with any value to them are Pokemon games. So if you just wanted to like get into Game Boy games, it's not expensive hobby in the slightest.
It's expensive to get the Metroid Prime trilogy, which has all 3 of these games for the Wii, but now we have the original coming to the Switch with much improved visuals. Because I saw this, I'm like, oh shit, they actually did a lot of work. And Zach, you actually had some interesting feedback about one of the developers.
Oh yeah, so one of the old retro,
look at that door.
Yeah, one of the old retro devs who worked on this game worked on the textures for the doors, and the textures were wrong. So he's mad. It's really funny. And
I will say, though, this is the kind of thing that I would be petty about if I worked on something as silly as the door.
Be petty of. I love it.
I think this is it's $40.
It's 40.
That's a pretty decent.
But
price
you could have gotten all of them for $50 on the Wii.
Well, back then, but people didn't because it was actually difficult. You could only get it from
GameStop.
Now they did sell it through the eShop on the Wii U, which you can go pick it up.
Not anymore.
Isn't it? I thought you can if you have money or if you buy add funds online, you can go to the Wii U.
Okay, you have to add funds you can't. You have to sideload funds. Okay.
Just sideload the funds and then you can go. You got till end of March, right?
Or you can just get an SD card and just go to fucking town. I mean, archive.org certainly is a resource for this kind of thing.
But with this, you have the pointer controls and you have the dual stick controls, so there's definitely
I laughed when they said when they've mentioned twin stick controls right here because
point of view.
You can move and look around.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
It's so funny, but then you just sit there for a second. It's like, oh yeah, this was a GameCube game and then a Wii game. Of course it wouldn't. Yeah, of course it wouldn't have twin stick controls. This would be a new thing to this fucking game.
There's also a way to play this with the pointer controls on your computer. I'm just gonna go ahead and say
somehow
we don't know, man.
It's not like those. It's not like Wii remotes or Bluetooth or anything.
Right.
The new
detective skills.
Yeah, this is a new trailer for this game. We saw this last Direct, I believe.
Yeah.
And this is much of the same.
Yep.
Like, there was almost nothing new.
Definitely not Shinra.
Looks cool though.
Yeah. Looks neat.
Yeah.
Sure.
Who's the dev?
Sign.
Whoever did Danganronpa. Those are the
Spike.
He must have
Spike,
missed
Chun-Li Soft.
Yeah, Spike.
Yeah.
Fire Pro Wrestling's own Spike Chun-Li.
Now they need to bring Fire Pro Wrestling back, but there you go. So that looks Raincoat still looks pretty good. So June 30th. All right, June's gonna be busy, man, with RPGs. There's way too many.
I'll just keep not playing them.
Yeah.
And this, dude. Yeah, I still have my copies right there.
I can't believe that this got. I can't believe it's happening. B, I can't believe they gave it as much time as this.
Yeah, bro. They're sitting here acting like this was like this franchise to end all franchise.
It's because Monolith has made such progress for the company that they're like, hey,
This
Here.
is a gift back to Monolith.
This is a gift here. Like that's 100% why. Dude, these games are so good.
I'm about to say
version. We don't know
yeah,
that.
I doubt Monolith had anything to do with this version of this game.
It was they gifted it to him as like a love letter to the.
Yeah, because they made.
I know they
made
the game.
You know that.
Yeah,
remake. I'm saying like who knows the remakes are.
It's like the guy complaining about the door. They're gonna look at this game and be like, "Oh, they fucked up."
Hear me out. So Monolith is sitting there. They're like, we want to make another Button Kaitos, and Nintendo goes, no, only if a remake sells well. And so this is what they did on the intro.
Only if you make 3 Xenoblade games in the span of 6 years, then you can
also you have to salvage a Fire Emblem. Also, you have to salvage
Fantasy Life. Also, like Monolith wasn't brought up at any. It was all Bandai Namco getting credit for Bite and Gatos.
Yeah, it really was.
Anyways, this game looks. If it's like on a 3DS, it's going to be amazing. So whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Fantasy Life fucking rules. Like,
yeah, it was really
flat out.
I watched this trailer and I was just like, I'm gonna get. Corey's gonna try and find me.
Have you never played them before? Is that what you're gonna say?
I don't. Yeah, no, I haven't played them. But
dude, what?
It looks boring.
You wouldn't understand because you haven't played it.
Yeah,
it's like so. You know how in RuneScape there's all those skills, right?
Why would I know anything about RuneScape?
Okay, so in RuneScape there's a lot of skills that like feed into each other. So you level up a skill to get this thing for the other skill to do this. It's that, but a super cute RPG life sim farming game as well. So many skills. There's like wood cutting, like fishing, cooking, fighting, swordsmanship. There's so many skills like that, and you can just be like a merchant or a combat person or whatever. Like, it's super cool.
Right. That's great. Layton's coming back though.
I fucking I played every single Layton game.
Layton's great. They just a nice little tease. This is the first new track for Mario Kart 8, so this is cool.
and a new fucking character
and Birdo finally.
At this point,
Yoshi.
At this point, I feel nothing other than animosity towards this game. I want it to go away.
I hate this guy.
I had people over. Like, I know that's shocking. A couple of weeks ago, and no, they're still here. And we just played Mario Kart on the couch, and it was it's been a long time since I did couch co-op Mario Kart, and I was like, oh yeah, this shit rules, man.
It's so good. All I want from Mario Kart for the next one, I mean, having course like this is great, but give me an adventure mode with a little bit of a story or something in there.
Donkey Kong Country. Not Donkey Kong Racing, the
Diddy
Kong Racing. Yeah. Do a story like that. It'd be great. Yeah.
Here's the
sizzle reel.
Montage, sizzle reel.
There's a game on here that looks really sad. And I don't want to. This one.
Yeah.
We were talking about this one for a while.
It looks like fucking Watership Down shit's about to happen here, and I'm not here for it.
It's Bambi meets Godzilla.
This scene right here where he nuzzles up, you're like, yeah, one of them's dying for sure.
Bro, all these games, there's literally 9 Battle Network games coming out. Some of them have never been in the made in the States before. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The spread on this when they showed the scene of all the games on one picture. Yeah. I was like, oh.
And
this game looks sick. I was like, this game looks cool.
Isn't it out already? Isn't it on PC?
It might be.
Yeah, cool. Power Pros.
99 cents.
Do these even come to America ever?
No,
usually not.
I think the last time these came to America, there's a Wii version or something.
Yeah,
it was 2:30 in the morning one time, and I hopped on Twitch,
and
there was it was just a random Japanese streamer.
Harry Potter.
He's got 12,000 people. He's just streaming that game. I was like, oh, all right.
It's so big in Japan. It is
it's huge.
Dreamlight. Are you excited for the Dreamlight Valley stuff?
Yeah, I still play that game. I love that fucking game.
That
every
free
time there's a
version
new
is gonna have
update.
to launch soon, I hope.
It is.
Like,
They already
yeah.
said it's like
Yeah.
this spring. It's
Anyways, he's like, and now this.
yeah.
Rune Factory
So-
3 remake.
Rune
Yeah.
Factory Trace. But no, the Zelda trailer, which
Yeah.
I mean, dark as hell.
I can't believe it wasn't Silk Song.
Yeah.
I know. Silk Song. That's not a game. No, I'm digging a little bit of what's going on here. The first Zelda game designed specifically for the Switch, so it'll look better than like you.
Can't wait to can't wait to see Corey pop in and talk shit again about this game. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Breath of the Wild was mid, so that's kind of how it is.
there he is.
There he is. There you go. We're both clicking on it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm pretty excited for this game.
I can't wait.
It's the big one. It's gonna rule.
I can't wait to
Everyone's just waiting for it.
collect-a-thon all the
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
it'll be
I had a
so
blast.
much fun.
I actually enjoyed.
Yeah.
I'm like, what other weapons can I find?
It was.
You're fucking broken.
Yeah,
It never like
What do you mean?
it never like meant anything to me until like you go to the internet after I beat the game. I was like, oh, people, I get it, but Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. I thought it was cool because like if you throw it at the enemy on the last hit, it does double damage. Like,
Yeah,
that's cool.
they did stuff
New
with
meta,
it, but
yeah.
yeah, it didn't. I never noticed myself.
Didn't
Like,
bother me.
yeah,
Nah, it sucked.
So it's curious about this because who is it that is doing the narration? Is it Ganon or is it some other bad
It's
Entity.
Matthew. It's
That's
Matthew
another
Mercer.
Matthew Mercer. And
Yeah.
then at
No,
the end,
it's-
Zelda asks them to give Link their power. So I'm thinking it's the seven.
I mean,
goddesses,
like,
or
you mean-
seven-
but also like the entire plot of the first game was to get the power from people.
yeah.
So it's not like
Yeah.
When has,
But
that
they-
not- when has it ever not been the plot of Zelda?
yeah.
Right. But I think this one is
I'm getting all
supposed
the
to have
sage stones, getting all
the
of the
rumor of
fucking-
this one is that they're gonna have dungeons again, right?
Yeah.
So
Good.
but
Yeah.
it's gonna have its own freaking direct.
It's gonna have its own
Probably
direct,
March.
and they're gonna show way too much, and I'm not gonna watch it. So
Yeah, I'm not
It
watching
might be
the.
April.
I will not-
I actually did not watch the trailer. This trailer the first time earlier today. Didn't watch it.
I really
Just
like
for that
the
reason.
look. I really like the look of the steelbook for
Yeah.
this game. It's really like the
Ordered.
rusted. Yeah.
Did you order the collector's edition?
The Best Buy website crashed by the time I got
did
to
it?
it and found
I was
out.
able to get
so
on there. Yeah,
I was unable to get the. I'm sure Amazon will get it up in.
Oh
like
yeah, they'll get a bunch of them.
an hour, and then I'll just pre-order it there.
I realized I'm like, oh crap, I have the Metroid Dread collector's edition. I didn't even realize it. That's a cool ass steel case too, because got
Yeah.
red and black. But yes, there you go. The Nintendo Direct. Vindication for one Jeffrey Grubb. I love that he was great. He's like they would shadow drop it.
Yeah.
They would. But it really he brought up a good point because that sucker was spoiled for so Jeff wasn't the first person to mention it. There were a lot of folks that were talking about this Metroid Prime remaster. And so it is almost spiteful for Nintendo to say, you know what? I know you guys all said it's going to happen this year. We're not going to do that. We're going to let you guys sweat it out.
They now realize that Metroid Prime 4 is not coming out this year, so it's like, okay, now's the time to drop Metroid Prime.
Well, also Nintendo's been known to do that many times. They they don't care. They'll hold back Pikmin 4 for 5 years just because they want to, like whatever.
Yeah, just drop it when it's the most get the most money they could have.
Like,
oh, these Netflix series we were going to do got leaked. Get rid of them.
Yeah,
scrap them.
Kill it.
They're very But so what's anything stood out for you guys more than others, or anything?
Fantasy
Well, I
Life.
mean,
I feel like we talked during the show about the things that made us excited.
Yeah, but I mean, how
Like,
how would you consider this direct? Because I think
it was
pretty
just,
I think it was pretty good for
it's packed
the
with
first half of the
a
it
year.
was even
Little-
keeled.
a little bit of something for everybody came out of this one. So
I I mean, Zach mentioned there's rumors of a PlayStation one, which Sony needs to have something here pretty soon. Obviously, we know a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked, Dally. We have another PSVR 2 showcase.
Yeah,
lined up.
Is there one?
No, I'm just.
Oh,
Jesus
that's right.
Christ.
That's coming out soon, isn't it? Good Lord.
Yeah, like literally. Yeah, just.
I think Keeley got his today or something.
A few folks got theirs today.
Tweet about it.
Whoever could tweet about it saw them tweet about it.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting week of news. Other than that, I mean, everybody was sort of waiting for Nintendo Direct stuff, at least from the media side. But news-wise, I was trying to, think of what news was actually out there. I know, there was that Hot Wheels Rift Rally game, which really isn't much to talk about, but which is the Mario Kart, but more expensive.
Yeah,
weirdly.
But like, I guess, like, I was thinking, it's like, is the Hot Wheels brand like more valuable than the Mario brand? And
probably is a toy. Yeah.
It's hard to,
For people that want cars to go vroom in their actual physical home, yes, it is. I think
that Mario Kart game was cool. I had it. I do not have it anymore because it requires an awful lot of preparing and setting up and fucking around to find out.
You cannot. Is the minute there's somebody else living in your abode, it's impossible to have that thing set up. It's great.
Yeah.
I think it's squarely aimed at kids, and in that video they showed like teenagers playing it. Like, there's no way, because you're going to put that out there and mom and dad are going to say, put that crap away when you're done playing with it, because we're going to have guests over tonight or whatever. And you're not going to be able to leave. That's what it was with because I have mine. Yeah. The same thing. I think I have a Luigi, and we hooked that sucker up, and we had fun for a couple hours, and we pack it away. And then you remember you have it like 8 months later. You're like, oh crap, it's in the closet. You take it out. You're like, let me try it again. A couple more hours. I think I maybe have 4 or 5 hours total on that thing.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's just too much work, man.
Yeah.
Too much work. But one little bit of news was that Xbox is getting blocked again. Whatever
the European
the European Union crap is saying that we don't want, it's gonna be bad news. Although I think that's probably just the next step towards this thing actually going through, right? I think we're very close to this thing just being given the thumbs up.
You just get a lot of posturing from a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's just doing their role in this whole kind of thing. So it just so happens that this is bigger than usual for this industry. So we're a little more privy to some of the stuff that's going on now. So
any other news that we want to talk about, or we want to just get into some of the games we're playing?
I was gonna say Tom Henderson. He has a story. He has a story that he's running that Sony anticipates to sell 10 million PS5s in Q3.
Oh yeah, that's right. So they're looking to sell a ton of PS5s. Yeah. Which I mean, they had a stellar. They had a really good.
The answer is simple.
Spider-Man.
The Last of Us Part 2 remastered.
They did put that on PS5 and Spider-Man.
You're right. They don't have it on PS5 natively yet, right?
Because they could launch The Last of Us 2 like natively on PS5 with like the Factions game or whatever, and Spider-Man 2 in the fall, and they could definitely sell that. So.
Yeah, I know. I think you're right. I think you drop Last of Us 2, Spider-Man, and those are the only games that are going to be coming to PS5 this fall. And it'll sell a bajillion copies, but they'll still blame that Xbox is hoarding everything. Yeah. Supposedly, there were some earnings things. We are getting a quote unquote full Call of Duty premium experience this year.
No way.
Well, initially the rumor was going to be that it was just a the extra, kind of like how the zombie.
Oh yeah, they're going to take a year off.
Like a $30. Yeah, it's going to be like a $30 thing. No, they're doing a full premium one. Doesn't look to be World War II. It sounds like they're going to be sticking around to because that would be the next one, right? World War II would be, or was Vanguard was last year, or was Black Ops 13 last year? I don't know. Black Ops.
No, it was.
It was Vanguard last year.
No, Vanguard.
Last year was Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, last year was Modern Warfare 2.
Before that.
Oh, before Modern Warfare 2 was Vanguard.
Before that was Black Ops Cold War.
It's you're saying last year, but it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. This cycle. So yeah, who knows what that's going to be? But
I think after Vanguard, I think just like last time, they're gonna take a break from historical Call of Duty experiences.
They need to. Like, yeah,
they're running out of stories, man.
Advanced Warfare wasn't horrible. Infinite Warfare they were just like basic shooters, but
I liked the stupid. What was it? Was it Infinite Warfare where they went into space?
Yeah,
that stupid ass one.
With Jon Snow. Yeah,
it sucks, but I love it. Just like we have a spaceship battle, and then
the one with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey is the bad guy.
Kevin Spacey and the guy and Kit Harington were in that.
Kit Harington is in it. Yeah, that's an experience.
But I liked Advanced Warfare because they actually included like wall jumping, right? Wall jumping was in there.
Yeah,
because it was a little bit of Titanfall-ish.
Yeah, you could like wall jumping and wall running.
Yeah,
and jetpacks. So it had like a boost thing too going on. So
yeah, it was a good game.
Let's get into games that we're playing. Because that would be pretty cool. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I can talk about my thing, I guess.
Okay. I'll get the YouTube video lined up.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about a couple of the other smaller things I've been playing before you get the. I don't know if anyone's played Your Only Move is Hustle, but
I've heard about that. Though.
That game is. It seems like the kind of game that Zach would be very excited to about. Like, it is the most. Really cool. It is the most inaccessible fighting game you've ever seen in your entire life. It really is. It's turn-based, and you get like this panel at the bottom of the screen, and you're just like, okay, it's frozen in time, and you're choosing how you want your guy to fight, and like you're even like adjusting like directions and shit that he's moving, and like if you're doing multiplayer, it's like so you'll set up your moves, hit go, it will go into like a really like predetermined sort of animation kind of thing, and then freeze. Then they get to enter in their inputs, and while they're entering your inputs, you have to try to sort of predict what they're gonna do to counter you. So you gotta make it's without like watching it or playing it, it is impossible to really fully describe what this game feels like, but it is really cool. And it's like $4. It's all it's all hand-drawn stick figures. It's clearly inspired by all of those like early YouTube like stick figure animations where it's like some guy reanimated the entire like intro to the Matrix or something, you know, like that kind of bullshit.
Xiao.
Yeah, and it has technically a single player mode, but it's kind of just you creating the coolest looking fight you can because you kind of control both characters, and it's just I saw somebody call it's not like combo inputs, it's combo engineering, which is exactly what it is. It's an engineering game. It's just you trying to piece together the coolest looking thing you can possibly do. I love it. It's a cool little thing, man.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'll talk about the game that I had for review code.
All right.
For we play. I was gonna say all of us here, but not Zach because he wasn't there. But on Media Day at PAX, we all played this game. It's called Rhythm Sprout. It was at the Tiny Build booth. I think it was the first thing we touched.
I think so because
it was media hour, and the Tiny booth or the Tiny Build booth was just like right there, and it's just like Again, as I said earlier in the show, you just shove a rhythm game in front of me and I will play it. I will not stop. This game's no exception. It's really cute. It definitely has the tiny. You can see the Hello Neighbor 2 logo in the corner. What the hell's going on there? There actually is a Hello Neighbor mask that your character.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah.
Bro, stop. They put that guy in everything.
I know.
I don't get
That's
it.
their dude.
Yeah.
I don't get
it's their dude. It's a really straightforward, story-based rhythm game. It's set up sort of like your typical fantasy adventure where it's like the princess has been kidnapped, so now you have to go across the multiple kingdoms, like an Adventure Time style thing where it's like you're in the Candy Kingdom, you're in the, the Soda Kingdom, that kind of stuff. And so it's just like 3 buttons. It's like the face buttons, the D-pad, and shoulder buttons, and you're just like every hit is moving you forward. So when you hit the yellow is the D-pad, any button on the D-pad, and so every time you make contact with a note, it moves you forward. Pink is a face button, and the blue is right bumper or left bumper, depending on how you want to do it. And as you're going down to the rhythm of the thing, you're going down the hallway. Eventually, you'll come up to an enemy, and it will be sort of the same sort of thing, except like when you hit the blue buttons, it dodges, so you can get hit with health. You got health and everything. So, but it's just simple. But the music's all really good. The story's really funny. It's well written. There's some good jokes. Like, I think I posted on Twitter, there's like a really good Gilmore's Girl joke, like at the beginning,
Awesome.
because like one of the villains is just like completely insufferable and doesn't have any friends, but he desperately wants friends. And so that's his whole thing. It's like, you came here because you wanted to be my friend. And it's like, we're going to watch Gilmore Girls, all 7 seasons, all that kind of shit. And it's, but
I like this little battle here. Dodge
yeah,
and
it's
attack.
it's good. It's a really good sort of combat system because it just doesn't change the game in any way. It just sort of recontextualizes how you've been playing the game a little bit already. But it's
But the music is really cool.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's put it in the actual thing. The music, because it's all kind of like synth wavy in a way. Like it's not like no licensed music and and it's not like hard rock or anything like that, like how a lot of things like to do. It's just really sort of like mellow synth driven digital music, and it's great. I've found myself humming a couple of the songs at work or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I'll
show another.
But yeah, simple, easy to pick up, easy to play. Doesn't play well on Steam Deck right now. It kind of like has sort of like a freezing issue, but I mean, like, you can't fault it for that. So
it's probably a Proton issue.
Yeah, and I think like in the review guide they even said like don't please don't review it based on these merits. We understand. And that's fair, but it plays smooth. No, because with a rhythm game, if you fuck up at any point, the stability of the game, it is you might as well just walk home. That's one of
the things I was going to ask you is how forgiving is
it's very, very forgiving.
Okay.
And it takes a lot to get like a fail state even in it. Like,
you were easily fooled, silly onion.
Yeah.
There's lots of characters.
Lots of characters. You're never. Based? Yeah, everything's food based. Like, even your character is just like an onion. but you're never really like, there's no open world or anything. It's not like you're walking around a village or anything. These are just like, these are just like cutscenes where it's like you go to the next stage and you're interacting with another villager as you're trying to save the. It's really funny because the goal is to save the princess, like the king. The king has sent you out to save the princess, but he clearly does not care about the princess. Like, to him, it's more about like saving face for himself and like a PR move to send out the knight to save the princess. So it's a good story. It's really funny. I enjoy every second of this one. Very fun.
And the music's good.
Simple, great music. Short. It's not particularly long, but they're adding stuff to it, and there's like other like replayability wise, they have some other like go back to it and like play with different rule sets or like things like that. So
I think that's the we talked a little bit earlier, but I think that's one of the great things about rhythm games is that when they continually add music and stuff to them, because I think that is what's going to keep you coming back. Otherwise, I think you're kind of stuck.
It was something like this though. It's a little tricky because I don't know what you add like after the fact because it's all original music. So it's like I came up with a new song, so I guess I have to make an entirely new level. It's not like Rock Band. Sure. It's like did anyone play Geometry Dash?
No.
That's a fantastic rhythm game, and like you can boot that up, and every time you boot it up, it seems like they seems like they made a new track for Geometry Dash, and that game's like 1,000 years old, and it just kind of like. And they just kind of keep. This game kind of made me. It's like I like the sort of just simple rhythmic push a button rhythm games from time to time. Like, so like it made me remember Geometry Dash. So it made me re-download Geometry Dash to play it. I don't know. There's something satisfying about just that sort of simple gameplay mechanic for a rhythm game, because sometimes they have things like Miku, where it's just like I have to really be paying attention to a lot of things on the screen at once. If I blink for half a second, I have missed 12 notes. But like Muse Dash or Groove Coaster, where it's just like, hey, you just push a button or two and you're good. You just play along.
Which camp does Theatrhythm fall into?
Does what?
Theatrhythm.
Oh,
Theat rhythm. You see how he said theat rhythm. It's theater rhythm.
Yeah.
Theater rhythm.
Theater rhythm. It falls into like so. Theater rhythm does a really good job of being both of those. Like if you play on easy, it's not super boring, but it's still challenging enough to where it's like engaging. Yeah. And then normal is getting there, where it's like you have to pay attention. It can get a bit fast, and then there's hard, and then there's some songs above hard. So like, but it does a pretty good job of even on normal challenging you enough, and also does a good job of being an RPG as well. It's like, okay, I can't beat this boss even though I'm 100%ing the song because my characters aren't a high enough level. That kind of thing. Anyways, it comes out next week, 503 songs.
I cannot wait till it hits Steam.
It's also like way like
waiting.
It's clear focus on like the 3DS was clearly touch controls.
So
to like play this new one where with the demo that came out earlier, where they really designed this game around button controls, like they added some shit to Theat Rhythm. I'm gonna say it like Taylor.
Feet rhythm.
They really added some stuff to Theater Rhythm too, which is cool. With the I like playing it with the button controls. When I played it on the 3DS, I always like, no, get rid of the touchscreen thing. I want fucking button controls, man.
All right.
Move on. Somebody else.
Me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Dolly. I've been playing a game called Pizza Tower. Look it up on YouTube right now.
Okay, you want me to do Pizza Tower?
Oh yeah.
All right, you're gonna have two to talk about. Okay.
Yep.
This is I could have talked
game.
About this one too, but
this is not the review game, correct?
This is just a game I've been playing that I want everyone else to play because I know y'all will like it, so I'm showing it to you guys.
I'm already playing it, so you don't have to worry about it.
Sharing it, right?
dude, there's so much like artistic care put into this game. It's made by one guy. There's so much character.
WarioWare, basically, right?
Yeah, there's so much.
WarioLand.
Yeah, there's so much character in these animations. It's insane, dude.
I am enamored with the main character of this game.
Dude, he's so good, man.
I just love everything about it.
He's so funny. And then his face up at the top right, he's always reacting. Dude, he's so good. Like, there's just so much, like, there's like so much character and personality and care that the dev put into this by himself. Yeah, and it's like the animations are so good. They're so fluid. The game is so snappy. Music is amazing. It is.
Was he sitting in the back of a cab or something in that one?
Yeah, he was going to hell. There's a tower in hell he has to go dismantle, because of reasons. And yeah,
so like this game doesn't look like it's super innovative from like a platforming standpoint, but it looks like everything else around it, from the story to the character design, I think it feels like that's what really makes this game
so
different.
Fucking weird, and this is what I'm here for.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, oh my god, look at that, it looks awesome.
Yeah,
What is going on here?
Great. And there's a button. There's a button dedicated to make him dance. You just hold down Y, and he'll just bust out the boombox and start dancing, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just like so it's like a Wario Land game where you clear the level and you like can grab things and throw them and like jump and bounce and combo off of them. So it's like a combo based platform game, and then you have to re-clear the level going back after you knock down a tower. You're trying to knock down the towers of hell. Basically, you're trying to get rid of all the towers. So you have to knock it out and then run and get out.
Yeah, so it's like, Wario Land 4.
Yeah, Wario Land 4.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. I just want people to play it because it's like, bro, like
it's on Steam. It's only on Steam, I think, right?
It's only on Steam, yeah. This guy's been working on it for like 4 or 5 years, so he definitely deserves it.
This has it will be on Switch one day energy.
Yeah,
dude, it's so good.
Is there multiplayer?
I think so.
I mean, this is split screen right there.
I just haven't looked, but yeah, I don't know, man.
You're saying you're saying you can't convince your significant other to play Pizza Tower with you? Is that what's?
Bro, she doesn't play. She sucks at games. I don't want to play games with her.
She's too busy grinding League of Legends.
She's too busy watching League and playing League and all that. Okay, and then the other game is a review game. Kind of a review game, more so like a plug, and I want to talk about it and kind of just talk about how cool it is.
Friend of the show, basically.
Friend of the show. They reached out to me on Twitter, and I reached out to them because they were saying like, "Hey, does any influencers want to play my game?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
You're like, I'm an influencer.
Yeah,
I've influenced at least one person. I got this.
Yeah, so Curse Crackers is a Game Boy Advance style platform game. What makes it
or whom the bell toils?
Yeah. So
LLE.
So Belle is an acrobat, and her boyfriend gets stolen, and she has to go save him. So it's just a very simple story. The mechanic that makes this game fun is she has a bell that follows her around. That bell. Mm-hmm. And you can throw it, and that hits things, obviously. But you can also jump off of it when you pass it through the air. So if you throw it and then jump,
Mario Odyssey,
it'll like throw you up. But then that'll reset the timer for it. So there's a lot of like precision throws and jumps that you'll need to figure out if you want to like clear the level in a quicker way, or like get the highest score. So that is what makes it interesting to me. Is
and there's a lob feel to this, man.
I just love really good precision platformers that also have a weird mechanic. And the other mechanic on top of this is there's little blobs in the world that you can jump off of too. so you have your bell, you have those blobs, and then your character can do like a slide jump where she like slides on the ground and jumps at an angle. So those kind of three mechanics are what are in every level to like make you figure out, okay, how do I speed clear this? And like it has that classic like Kirby or like Mario design where it's like there's two paths, and if you miss one jump, you can't make it back to like go back and go up. So it has that like, okay, I have to restart the level or just come back to it. It has a lot of really cool design like that where you just see secrets stuff. Yeah,
I love the like 1999 Game Boy Color aesthetic.
I was gonna say it's like, very Game Boy Color.
This looks very much like a late era Game Boy Color game, like Shantae or something. Where I just like that aesthetic and always have, and it's nice to see somebody like doing something with it. Like it's usually like green Game Boy or like 16-bit Game Boy Advance stuff, but like this
washed out pastel.
Pastel chunky. It's chunky, which I like. Yeah.
And like you
is it one person that made this game or several?
I think it's just like several people. It's just a small. I'm assuming they're younger people.
Sure.
Who made it? But yeah, it's like it just has a lot of really difficult jumps and like executions in it. Like if you throw the bell down, like I was saying before, you can jump off of it. But if you throw it down, you're obviously throwing it on the ground. So if you jump, throw it down, it'll shoot you up, and then there's just and then you can like bounce it off the wall. Like it's crazy. There's just so much stuff that you can do to try and break the levels and stuff. I've played about 2 hours, and it's a super solid platformer, and I know everyone here loves platformers. That's why we do. I was like, I want to show this off to the boys. It came out last. What's up? No, I was going to say something. I was going to say it came out last August, right? So yeah, it's been out for a while, and that's what shocked me. It has been out since August. And I was like, why haven't I heard of this? Like this game is like actually like like a pretty like cool like take on this kind of genre. So why haven't I heard of this? And I want to boost it as much as I can.
I love these little schoolboys. They're great design.
So I look at this. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I checked out some vids after you posted it and when I asked, and at least the ones that came up when I was looking for it, I'm actually kind of surprised that I haven't heard about it because it looks so speedrunnable.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And that tends to intersect on the things that I come across.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like what the vids that I watched were just like people were fucking zooming just like nonstop.
Yeah, it's just one of those like weird things where I saw the dev talking about their games, and I see that a lot on Twitter. And it's just like I usually look at games and I can usually go, "Oh, this is why no one's talking about this game or whatever." And I looked at this and I was like, "Wait, like this looks good. Like, why is nobody talking about this?" So I was like, "I'll just give it a try. Let's just see if I can check it out." And yeah, it's like I've told everyone I know about it. So see if that'll help.
I love games like this because I always think, man, with like very small developers that are pumping out games like this, like the last one that like Pizza Tower and that kind of stuff. Those were like the main sellers and cartridges and discs that you would find at Best Buy.
Those were AAA games 40 years ago.
Games, not even. I mean, like 20 years ago, like that Pizza Tower game would have been in every Game Pro magazine, like an advertisement, because everyone would have been like, "Oh my god, like what kind of amazing team put this together?" And it's like now it's like one dude does it,
Genesis.
So I think it's really cool. I love that development tools have come that far.
Yeah, this is a random thing, but it reminds me of whenever World of Warcraft Classic was going to come out, and everyone was like, "Man, people are gonna have a hard time doing those raids," and it turned out that people just sucked back then at playing World of Warcraft. So like the raids are actually really easy. It's the same thing.
Let me get into the games that I have been playing. I mean, I'll just get into the review copy, and. I love classic adventure games. I'm a huge fan of classic adventure games, and I was a huge fan of the old Sierra Online adventure games, like King Quest and Manhunt. I mean, I've talked about them before, Police Quest, that kind of stuff. Ken and Roberta Williams, who basically helped found Sierra Online, one of the first games that they ever worked on or paid homage to was the Colossal Cave. Colossal Cave was a very popular text adventure game from like the 70s, and they I think the story goes that that kind of helped. There was a couple of Mystery House, I think was one of their first games, but that kind of got them interested in making adventure games and making them graphical. So their passion project over the last 2 years, I think they formed a company in 2020, a game dev studio in 2020. In 2021, they really kind of kicked off working on this thing, Colossal Cave, and basically remaking it for the modern era. And yeah, so it was a text adventure game, and they said, let's make this a 3D text-ish adventure game, point-and-click adventure game. And again, I love adventure games. This doesn't hold up.
I was about to say I could go ahead and tell that.
In that, what made the original text adventure game awesome was that, or so intriguing, was that you felt like there was so much that you could do in a world, like so many questions you could ask. Like you felt like there was an infinite amount of things you could do, and a lot of that was up to your imagination. Like I'm reading that the cave is dark, and I have a lamp.
It removes the grand mystery that your imagination could create.
Exactly, and when you see it, there is like minimal mystery. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, there's the pirate that I remember from the original text adventure, but now it's just a pirate dude, and and it's just I do like that there's like this mapping system in there that kind of builds this map as you're going along, and they did try to make it sort of infinitely replayable, but visually it's not great. So you're looking at the Switch version right now. I bring the Switch version up because it's like, wow, the Switch version, it's very basic looking for even a Switch game, right? It's like I wonder why he would ask that shit. And it's not because it's a Switch game. It's because, and I'm going to share this other screen now. Here is a game on the MetaQuest 2.
Oh my God.
This was designed as a VR game that was ported to everything, and it's like they really kind of focus on it as a VR game.
I kind of want to get it now just to watch that dwarf poorly throw a knife at me in VR.
Yeah. Do it. Get the VR version. It doesn't look great. I mean, I knew what they were trying to do. There you go. They're focusing on this thing as a VR game. It doesn't translate into a non-VR game, and it takes away the mystery of, like you said, Taylor, it takes away a lot of the mystery of
it. Makes more sense as a VR game, I guess, than like a weird standalone thing, but it doesn't mean it makes any sense at all. It just makes more sense.
Now granted, it's still Colossal Cave from back then. It's like, okay, I mean, I kind of imagine you kind of put some visual aspect of those things back from back of the day. Here, let me go full screen. But yeah, there's this Cobra again. But the thing just sitting there waiting for you as you're going through your items to figure out what to throw at it. How are you gonna? And then there's like, how do you feed the dragon that's blocking your path? How do you avoid this guy? By the way, the dude's gonna throw an axe at you. Doesn't matter. It doesn't hit you. He just throws it at you. It's like really weird.
It's just his idle animation.
It's just his idle animation. Then he poof disappears. I don't know. Hey, you know, there are a lot of 3D adventure games out there.
Ew.
And this one's different. This is the high end version. There's the dragon. I walked right up to the dragon. It just stared at me. It's like, would you like to feed the dragon? I'm like, why hasn't it killed me yet? Dragons usually kill us, right? So, yeah, I mean, if you really want to re-experience this original game, I guess. But for me, I'm just like, you could go. There's just
there's no I guess to this. There's no I mean, Colossal Cave Adventure is one of the most significant adventure games ever really created. Like, we have things like mud and stuff like that because of the Colossal Cave Adventure, and to do it dirty like this is frustrating.
It's not an homage. I mean, it's not an homage. It's like taking Uncharted 2, which is a fantastic game, and making a movie out of it with Tom Holland. Yes. That's what they did with this. And you're just like, leave it where it
was this made by an AI or
text adventure?
I love that I love when they just select the magic wand and just have just flops to the ground.
The text adventure games are fantastic because we would huddle around a computer and it's try this. Okay, try this. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. Try talking to the dwarf. Try none of those are in there. It's like you don't talk to the dwarf or you don't like try to you can't do any of that stuff. It's just like select from
I mean, and half the fun of some of those games too are just seeing how wrong you can play it out the gate. Like
exactly.
Can I die in the first screen? Like, let's find out.
Yeah, and you would try to push and this it doesn't do it for me. So
sorry
guys.
Epic.
I was excited to play this.
You're just on like a linear railroad of Colossal Cave. You're not like
I mean, you can explore a little bit in that cave, obviously, because it is you can kind of get lost in there because look at this sucker. You can. Dude,
I love this pirate. The pirate looks like he's right out of one of those really bad like PC adventure games that like Mandalore Gaming would review.
He looks like he's out of those Disney rides where it's a hologram.
I was just about to say
audio animatronic, but not Disney. It's the Knott's Berry Farm version.
Sorry, I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like you say, you want to try in VR. I actually. Almost rather would do the Switch version because it's not in VR because I don't know how this, I played the Switch version, but
I would only play it in VR if I got a code for it, and I feel like after this they are adamantly not interested in giving me a code.
Here's the funny thing. The Switch version, all the details in there say we're very proud of this VR game. And they use VR as to control this VR game, to make your way around this VR. In the Switch version, I'm like, this isn't the VR version. It's the 2D version.
You got to get your Labo set out and get going.
I guess. I wonder if it would work with this. But yeah, I don't know. I just disappointed. There's no mystery in this. Again. Yeah, it's not a garbage game. It's still Colossal Cave. It's just devoid. It feels just so devoid of heart of what made those games so great.
It's just like making Mario a stick figure game. It just like you've just scrubbed it of its fucking charm.
There was no charm in this. Anyways, okay, that was me. Colossal Cave.
I haven't laughed that hard in a while, so thank you.
For
that.
You know what the best part is? Whenever I review, like, I know there are certain games I'm going to review that Zach, if he had reviewed it, he would not like this Power Chord. And it's great because with Zach, the great thing about Zach is always your response, which is, I would not have been this nice.
Yeah.
You were like I approach it a little bit differently, but yeah. I'm not being nice. I'm just literally saying I have no joy in my soul when I play this game. Taylor, what are you playing, dude?
What am I playing? That's a great question.
What are you working through?
What's the mister blowing out these days? What do you got going?
No, actually, so the problem is that the mister's in the cold room.
And okay, fair enough.
So like when the weather's bad, I don't spend a lot of time out there. So not much. I booted up. I mean, I haven't been out there since I booted up Dragon Warrior 7.
Nice. Yeah,
and
still through that.
it was actually quite a miserable hour and a half. the opening to that game is poo poo dog doo doo.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
But anyway, so what I have been playing, I went on and I played the Steam World Build demo.
Nice.
Which I can kind of say, I mean, it was suggested that we play it from them. It's not quite a code because this is a demo that anybody can have. Yeah. But anyway, it was weird. So I've never played any of the Steam World games. And
wait, what?
Yeah, I've never played any of this.
Wait, what? Yeah, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, now you're making me very angry.
The dig games are really good.
It's just never crossed my path.
I reviewed Steam World Dig too. So
Steam, you haven't?
I reviewed it.
Oh, okay.
For the site, yeah.
For SideQuesting? I can't.
Yeah, and they.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they read it, and they told me how much they appreciated it.
That's right. That was one of your first reviews, right? I believe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Steam World.
Anyways,
so I don't know. I should probably go check out a couple of the other ones. But anyway, so from a complete outside looking in, I took a look at it and I was into it because it's a city builder, and then also has some like RTS based defense stuff that unfortunately is not in the demo.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. So it's split into two parts. You have the overworld here that we're looking at, and then there's the cave section where you do the digging, and there's upgrade paths that have to be met where you have to upgrade your people and then have certain populations in order to be able to dig through certain block types and stuff like that. And then you're looking for old world tech so that I think that we can get off the planet, I think is the general idea. But as soon as you find the first piece of old world tech, that's when the demo ends. So I would say it probably was like an hour-ish, maybe 60-ish minutes long. The city building portion seems decent. It's one of those things where it's like, oh wow, there's a lot of things, and then once you grasp where they're going with it, it's certainly not SimCity. It's like build to the minimum requirements, and it doesn't really matter. It like you have to put things in proximity to one another because that's how the buildings function. But like I was never out of money, and I would it didn't seem like resources were particularly finite. So as long as if you had time, you can just make it as big as you want. It doesn't really seem to matter. You can just keep placing shit. And so I can't speak to the full game because that's not what the demo was. But yeah, it was fun. I love base building shit. And just if the defense portion is also fun, then it's probably going to be a good game. So,
the Steam World games definitely take specific genres, and they don't go the hardcore route for each genre. They definitely do a good job of mixing elements, and not that they're casual, but they make them digestible for people that maybe approachable that don't necessarily play those genres all that often. Like you could be SimCity is one thing, but then you get into like some of the real hardcore Civ stuff, and this isn't necessarily that. It kind of
this is not City Skylines.
Cool.
You don't have to. You don't have to worry. But yeah, I mean, I think the demo played well. Definitely check it out, especially if you played the other SteamWorld games. I think it should be enticing for SteamWorld fans or for base builder and base defender fans.
Nice.
And then the other thing I've been playing is Jet: The Far Shore. That came out on PC, and so I've been playing. Let's see, how long have I been playing that? About 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours, and it's interesting. I think that I would describe it as good, but it's one of those things where I will not be able to form an accurate opinion until it's complete. I just can already tell. It's one of those things where it is letting it's a pay. I don't know. To me, it seems like it's going to be a payoff game where until I see the story payoff, then I will not be able to form an accurate opinion of what this is.
This from Super Brothers, right?
It's from Super Brothers. Yeah. They're basically their second game.
Yeah.
You go from sword and sorcery to this.
It was just fucking nutty. But yeah, I mean, I can kind of. Do I give away the start of it? Or
yeah, I mean, it's just in the demo.
Yeah, so there is a demo out there, and within the demo, you kind of get the origins of how you end up where you are in the game that you're playing, which is that either that the planet is dying, or there's a reason why you have to go to space so that you can go to sleep for 1,000 years and wind up on this other planet and then explore it. And that's the basic thing. And so you're now exploring that new planet and figuring out the wildlife. You can scan stuff and try and learn more about it. And then stuff doesn't go very good. And that's where I'm currently at, is at the not going good part. But it's weird because it feels like it should be much bigger, but I also know because it tells you how long the game is. It's really weird. It's it's in the UI itself. It's like you want to play the main campaign because they also just added an expansion to it and released it with the PC version. Each one is about like 12 hours, and it tells you that in the UI of the game when you launch. And then within each kind of like section of playing, it's like it's gonna take about this long to complete this portion of it. And with me playing about 5 hours and theoretically having about 7-ish left, I'm like, okay, I'm like halfway through, and it feels like it should be much bigger than me being halfway through. So that's really what I mean about not being able to tell until I get to the end how it's paid off and whether or not to if it's good or bad. It's interesting, but I won't be able to say if it's good or bad until the end, I think.
Yeah, I think also a big part of it is the gameplay. It's like a Death Stranding thing where it's like it's kind of hard to look at why it's fun to play because when you're playing, because when you're flying around, there's a lot of management you have to do with like your positioning and your boosting and like all these specific things that you're having to think about while enjoying kind of like the landscapes. And I find that really enthralling, that kind of like micromanaging as I'm going along. So the gameplay could look boring to a lot of people, but it's definitely something that you need to play to see if you like it though, because it's kind of but it's definitely a vibing kind of game.
Definitely a vibing kind of game. The music's really good, which should not be particularly surprising. And yeah, I mean, I think I play the demo. The demo will give you, if you start the demo and are like, wow, this is absolutely bad, then you probably will not like the game. But if you play the demo and you're like, I don't know, but it seems really interesting, it's like, then it'll probably grab you. Probably will.
Yeah, I think one of the cool story hooks is when you're going to the ship to like leave, there's people kind of like on both sides of you just kind of watching you as you go. And they kind of talk about how they've been working for this moment to like give the resources for decades for you to leave the planet. So basically, you're like leaving everyone to die to go to the space and find life further beyond. But it takes 1,000 years to even wake up from the cryo sleep. I think that's just a really enthralling story hook. To be honest,
that's the reason I played the demo. I mean, I didn't like pre-buy it or anything. I played the demo before I made my choice. But that, you know, that with that being, I mean, the hook got me. That was the, it worked.
It's pretty interesting.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I've been playing.
Nice. That's all you've been playing. That's all I've been playing. That's all we've been playing. And we're tired. It is 10:42. I was about to sign off. I'm not, because I have a snack questing. I have a Mustario for a snack questing. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have the winking owl.
Ooh, Aldi wine. Yummy.
You have the giant ass. Did you get some of these too, JJ?
I did.
Yeah. It is. Look how thick this sucker is.
That's what
This is it. This is like 3 Oreos together.
What is it?
The most
Cookies and
Oreo.
cream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an Oreo. It's an Oreo shoved with itself. So yeah.
It's an Oreo Ouroboros.
Yeah.
An Ouroboros. But
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. There you go. What I ended up, you know, as a kid, I would take
Ooh, I heard that
Oreos
one,
and stick the white parts together and make like a super Oreo.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically like the mega stuff Oreos, because they have Oreos, double stuff, mega stuff, and most.
Yeah.
So the mega stuff Oreo is basically 2 Oreo centers stuck together. This is even more than that.
Yeah.
Because they actually shove Oreo within the Oreo and put that in an Oreo. So I'm gonna take a quick bite of this sucker. And it's tough to eat in one bite because it's so freaking thick.
Not as a fat guy. It's
It is 110 calories for one cookie.
There were
whoa. That's like normally like 3 of them.
This is a meal for a lot of people. 110 calories of one of these. Or if you're a fat guy, like you said, JJ, you eat 8 of these.
A sleeve is the serving size.
I'm sorry. Show me one of the cookies again.
Oh Jesus!
Taylor walked away and just.
Yeah, I had to.
You gotta eat it again, Dolly.
Yeah, you gotta go through the whole process.
You said 110?
It's 3 layers there. See the 3 layers? 110 calories each. Eat, bro. That's a lot. It's very.
You have to remember
when
that.
You said it was 110 calories, I was expecting a bigger cookie, dog.
I know.
Yeah.
Yup.
You have to remember that Oreo cream is mostly just lard to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta remember that it's 110
lard,
calories.
And then you have to shove chopped up Oreos into the lard. So 110 calories seems a little light.
It's a deal.
No,
this is
wrong.
I'll tell you,
it's probably more like 200 calories. But,
so my family is a big Oreo family, big cookies and cream family. My daughter loves
Greg
Oreos.
Miller.
Yeah, my daughter loves Oreos. We said, let's try this just because we're big Oreo fans. Let's do this. We get it. She takes one bite out of it. I'm like, what'd you think? She's like, this is so freaking sweet. It is so freaking sweet. There is so much sugar in this thing that I will fall over. Essentially, it's like 5 coffees for me.
I'm diabetic too. Keep this in mind. And I had one of these fucking cookies.
Yeah.
There's that meme. It's like I always go to the cookie aisle to see what the mad people at Oreos come up with.
Yeah,
always something like. But they always got something.
All right, gents, that's it. Time for me to go play some Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah, play some Metroid.
Did you? Yeah, Metroid. I ordered the physical edition because I know I can sell it later on. I'm done with it.
But you won't. It'll sit.
Yeah, you could.
It'll
order 3.
It'll sit in your pile of unopened games for 2.5 years.
Speaking of unopened games,
he's gonna pull out the Metroid Prime trilogy. That's still sealed.
He's gonna pull out Batten Kaitos. He's never played it. Yeah. He just keeps talking about how it's on his shelf.
Earthbound fan excited to play Earthbound for the first time. Oh, yeah.
And then, look at this beautiful.
Yeah!
Look at that guy. Whoop.
Finally, a good Final Fantasy Online RPG.
Finally, a good Final Fantasy game.
I can't believe you have that, to be honest.
That's cool. Dude, I was all in. I had the PC version and the PlayStation 2 version. And I transferred back and forth. Because I actually, anyways, whatever. There you go. That stuff. But that's it for me. You can find us at sidequesting.com, sidequesting TV over at Twitch and YouTube and the SideQuesting Discord. And you'll find us at PAX, hopefully when the schedule gets updated, because there's a big blank spot in Dragonfly Theater from 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock. So there's 3 that are not showing up there. But we're going to be 5:30 at Dragonfly Theater. So be ready for that.
Boy, we are
Thursday.
Yeah. A month away almost.
Month and a half away. Yep, month and a half away. Taylor, JJ, Zach, and Dolly, thank you all. Thank you to our wonderful viewers and our listeners, and we'll see you all on the next
thank you to Corey.
No, thank you to Corey. See you all in the next episode. Ooh, that sugar. See you all in the next that Oreo.
See you all in the next episode of SideQuest.
Bye-bye.